Nate G219 to help it back and better. Y'all know what it is. First, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that channel if y'all want to help out. Today's story, though, man, it's going to be a sad one. First of all, I want to read something to you guys. It's, Dear Bob, hey, you are an effing bastard. I am going to unalive you, a-hole, because I know what you did to me when I was asleep. You violate me. If you set foot in my effing yard, you're dead. Me and my brother and all my family members will beat the crap out of you so you won't touch kids. You plural word or bad word for homosexual. You are a sea sucker. You bitch. I will cut your head off and then I will stick your head up your ass. And then I will chop off your fingers so you can't hurt kids anymore. I can't believe I hung around with you C-sucking, A-licking, MFing, bad word for gay like you bastard. Remember, I will kill you. Oh yeah, you better sleep with one eye open. This letter, as you see, has a very depictive picture at the bottom. This being the bad guy, this being the child that wrote this. Now, this letter was written by, and I say victim, sorry guys, it brings a lot of sadness to me. It's, all right, in my searches with my buddy Cleatus, trying to help him get out of prison, I've stumbled across legal paperwork, a whole lot of it, and this is all of it. So, you know, the letter I just read to you was written by a victim of a sexual assault. I'm not going into too many details because not only is it beyond sickening, my video would be removed for sure. This letter was just one of the victims, 11-year-old Tommie. Now, Tommie and I have been in contact quite a bit since I came across this paperwork, which has only been a few days now. And we have plans in meeting, and he's actually willing to do an interview, which is probably going to be a heart-touching interview, because him and I both share the being a victim. Not the same offender, but still. On March 20th of 2001, Tommie had reported to a school counselor that he had been violated by Robert Nolan. The parents, as well as local police department, were contacted. But the counselor had, right then and there, had told Tommie to write down his feelings. And that's what Tommie had written. And throughout the next week, an investigation had been done with not only Tommie, but a couple friends and their parents as well. That revealed that crimes had been going on with a couple of the boys since between Halloween and Christmas. There were vacations, there were all sorts of things that had come about. There were showers, they were sharing beds, and just, you know, a lot of horrid things. And Robert Nolan had also worked at a couple schools in the area, one even in Illinois. Chesterton, he was a wrestling coach, and that's a very disturbing manner, because in this report talks about them wrestling in the bed, him rubbing. I'm not getting into details. It's a sickening thing. On April 23rd of 2001, a warrant was issued for Mr. Nolan's arrest. And he was arrested, and a bond was set for $20,000. At 10%, that's $2,000. So, $2,000, and he went home. But more charges were likely to have been filed once investigations had went thoroughly through, because I know at one point in time I had read that he had been charged with an A felony, and I can no longer find that. You know, fortunately, Tommie's prayers were answered. A lot of people feel that way, that Mr. Furlong, my buddy, is a hero. I feel that way. Unfortunately, you can never justify taking somebody's life legally, but, you know, on June 1st, 2001, that's when Cleatus Furlong was charged with unaliving Mr. Nolan. Thinking about that for a second. 46-year-old Robert Nolan was unalived. These were 11, 10, maybe 12-year-old boys, and some a little bit older. I mean, there was plenty of evidence to say that there were many other victims. But that being said, I mean, I wish Indiana would have Florida's laws when it comes to things like this. Now, one thing Tommie told me, Cleatus is my hero. He also told me that he thanks Cleatus. He wants to visit Cleatus, and it's a very touching thing to know that, you know, this friend of mine is a hero to Tommie, and I'm sure the other kids as well. I've not been able to contact them, but I mean, that's okay. If I do in any near future, you guys will know about it. But getting through looking at the case against Nolan, it should not say dismissed. It was dismissed June 11th. Why did it not remain open or still be prosecuted? Because there are still murders that were open. They find out the person is guilty and they prosecute them. I think I have the answer, and that's because they left that open, because the defense for Cleatus would have been easier, and motives and sympathy for the offender, the accused, the alleged, you know, Mr. Furlong, who did in fact take Robert Nolan's life. But he didn't do so for any financial gain. Yeah, there was financial gain, but that's because he was manipulated by Forbes, the other guy I was telling you about. But, you know, guys, this man was only charged with a C felony in this matter, which only pended 3 to 8 years at the time. Maybe 2 to 8. I don't remember exactly. They've changed the laws since then, almost 10 years ago. But Cleatus Furlong still sits today now in Westville Penitentiary. He just got moved close to home, and I'm going to go see that boy soon. I'll be making an appointment here maybe next weekend, I'm hoping. So, that being said, guys, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think? And all I ask is you sign the petition to help get Mr. Furlong out of prison. He has had his clemency and parole hearing. It went very, very, very well. Now it's up to the governor. So the more signatures and the more people that jump on there, the better off we're going to be. But, you know, guys, I'm going to leave that as that. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel. And never forget life's choices. Because you never know, man. I do know that Tommie has led a life into addiction. At one point, he's been to counseling his entire life, and he even told me that he still sees this man in his dreams, in his nightmares sometimes. And he was crying as we had been messaging back and forth, as I was crying too. You guys see, this is a hard one for me. Like, I just tried to close out the video and I couldn't even do that. Like, I'm not glorifying taking somebody else's life, but if there's ever a reason to do so, this, I believe, is the number one reason to do so. That is why Florida made it possible to give the offender the death penalty. And that being said, you guys, again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if you want to help out. If they ain't hating it, you ain't making it. I'm out.